Good morning, I'm Airport Director John Martin. Welcome to Terminal 2. What I think of as the airport terminal of the future. An airport terminal designed to bring back the romance of travel, intimate with a lounge-like feel with 5-star hotel finishes. A green terminal, the first airport terminal in the country to achieve LEED Gold registration. A terminal with a sense of place. Sustainable food. You'll see local restaurateurs, local retailers, local artists. Of course, our hometown airline, Virgin America, and our longtime partner at the airport, American Airlines. The delivery of this project has also been a great success. Terminal 2 was delivered on time and under budget, so a great success. And you'll hear from You'll hear from our key team members who've contributed to that success in a few minutes. I'd like to begin now by introducing a longtime friend of mine, the leader of San Francisco, Mayor Ed Lee.
Thank you, and good morning. I am very enthusiastic to be here and joined by our Chief of Protocol, Charlotte Schultz, and then joined by, of course, John Martin, Louise Cancel, our Director of Arts Commission. And we came here for a couple of reasons, but the exciting part was welcoming our Lieutenant Governor on his initial flight out here for a mayor who kicked this thing off. He kicked off the construction of this airport. And I want to say to you today, the very first feeling, here's my first impressions. And this is our impressions that Charlotte and I both shared. As we walked in, we immediately felt we walked into a 5-star hotel lobby that was just declared LEED Gold standard in its environmental design. That's how we felt. And I think you will find that to be the exact feeling you have at this airport. This airport, John, is a wonderful addition, this terminal. We've been working together for so many years, but I know how important it is for him to have accomplished this on time and within budget. Big concern for the city these days, but it's been done right. And it's also been done right because we have a unique approach to this, something that we've discussed throughout my career as public works director, as city administrator. How do these design-build projects get done? Well, it's somewhat magical when you have the company like Gensler. I know Art Gensler is here today, working closely from the beginning with Turner Construction to do a design build. That's how you come in on time and within budget, working that collaborative effort to create 2,700 jobs that were the result of this renovation. 2,700 jobs, not only construction, but includes those retails. And by the way, you've got this terminal that's got 75% of its restaurants are local restaurants from San Francisco. That's a wonderful accomplishment because every airport that you visit now, people don't want to see those chain, repetitive, boring types of approaches. They want to see locally grown, organic companies that are servicing the residents similar are reflected in the terminal. 75% of those restaurants are local. 30% of the retail are local. And then when it comes to jobs, of those 2,700 jobs that were created, literally you have 75% of the construction management jobs were local jobs. They exceeded the Human Rights Commission's local business enterprise ordinance by having some 25% of the businesses that built this terminal and refurbished it to be local businesses. So that's amazing because we've got local jobs, we've got local businesses doing this, and being on time and within budget, and then fulfilling the highest standard in this country, the Gold LEED standard for any terminal in the United States. That's a wonderful accomplishment. John, congratulations on a wonderful opening here. It could have been done, just plaster and remedial things, but we did it in a very fashionable way. You'll find the areas of this terminal. I walked into the greeting lounge for American Airlines. Again, it's literally like your favorite hotel lobby, walking in there, feeling exactly and immediately very comfortable. So I want to congratulate the airport for doing this, doing the right way, and for that, to be able to have, Charlotte?
Just so happens.
All right. A proclamation. That's what mayors get to do. Proclamation that declares this, and I think the benefit of this proclamation is free rides on the airline, but also to welcome in, of course, Virgin Airlines and American, but to declare this to be San Francisco Airport Terminal 2 Day in San Francisco. To John. Come on up, John. Thank you. Thank you very much. There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
So you get to ride all day.
So it's now my great pleasure to introduce the former mayor of San Francisco, now Lieutenant Governor, a man who really led us on the environmental front and set a challenge for us in achieving the LEED Gold certification. Lieutenant Governor.
Thanks. When I hear the former mayor, I'm looking around for Willie Brown, but so the indignity of all this. Ed, I say this all the time, we come and go in politics, but I couldn't be more proud of Mayor Ed Lee's leadership and stewardship, and I thank him for all his hard work, not just in his tenure now in the last few months as mayor, but throughout the years to help get this airport to where it is, and working in partnership with John Martin, the Airport Commission, and stewarding this airport to its leadership position. We've got the best of the best in terms of the management here at the airport, and if we can all just give a big round of applause to John Martin, the best airport director in North America. This would not have happened without John and his team. This would not have happened without the incredible stewardship and partnerships that we advanced with the great Art Gensler and Turner that truly delivered on their promise to put a project together on time and under budget. This is part of what makes San Francisco a great place, is that we incorporate our values in the most enlightened way, not a partisan way, not a political way, but our values, and we incorporate them into organizing spaces like this. As Mayor Lee said, the organic framework, the sustainable framework, the LEED certification, LEED Gold, the notion that we're trying to build a 21st century airport as we advance new ways of thinking about travel into the future. Nothing, though, more extraordinary than being on an airplane with Buzz Aldrin. Big round of applause for Buzz, who's here, a living legend, and with the great Sir Richard Branson, who is here, and what a treat. And you'll hear from Richard in a moment. And to be there just a few feet away from the future of space travel, there with the remarkable technology and the extraordinary talent and innovative spirit as we were flying in parallel with Virgin Galactic. And it's just an extraordinary testament to our times, a California-based company down in the Mojave Desert, company that meets the spirit of innovation, imagination, that spirit of dreaming and doing that make this state such a special place. So just on behalf of the people of the great state of California, it's great to welcome Richard back to San Francisco. Thank you to Virgin for making this terminal possible, because if we didn't have your commitment to headquarter here in the state of California at SFO, we wouldn't have had the impetus to put $383 million on the table to build out this space. Again, Virgin, you do it better than anybody else. We're proud of you. David Cush, the great CEO. Keep up the great work, and thank you all very much for coming out today.
It's now my great honor to introduce Sir Richard Branson, the founder and group CEO of the Virgin Group. Richard Branson, Sir Richard Branson, Sir Richard Branson.
Suddenly heard my name. Anyway, look, it's incredible to be here today. We just had the most magnificent flight, and incredible to sort of be flying in a plane alongside a spaceship. And I think it's the first spaceship that's ever landed at a commercial airport. What a good reason to bring a spaceship into a new airport that has this beautiful new space. Oh, that was pretty good. This beautiful new space to celebrate its arrival. Terminals normally reflect their name. You arrive at an airport and it says terminal, and you think, why on earth do I want to get out and walk into this terminal? That's meant to be funny. What's the word? I'm not doing very well here today. Anyway, this terminal is beautiful. It's one of the few terminals, I suspect, in America where you arrive and you feel we're going to have a great experience today. And so we'd just like to thank the authority for building such a beautiful terminal. We promise that Virgin America will make full use of it alongside our partners, American Airlines. And partners, yeah, all right, our competitors, American Airlines. And then when you get on the planes, you'll have a fantastic experience too. So just want to say, wonderful to be here today. It's been a great day, a great event, and thanks for coming. Cheers.
Now my pleasure to introduce the President and CEO of Virgin America, David Cush. David?
Thanks, John, and I'd like to also thank Mayor Lee and Lieutenant Governor Newsom. First thing I want to say, actually, the Lieutenant Governor and I were on the same trip into Washington a few weeks ago, and I had a chance to meet with Senator Feinstein, and I told her what was going to be happening here with the opening of T2, and she's always been such a great supporter of the airport. And she said, what better city to land the first spaceship than San Francisco? So here we are. First of all, one of the things I will say is that I've said this many times, and I want to say it again, is that the best decision this company ever made was to locate here in San Francisco and at this airport in particular. You've got just the creativity, the innovation, the economic vibrance of the place really is something that is instilled in our company every day that we're here. I'd also like to just recognize the support we've had of the state and of the city. Not only in building this terminal, but in lots of other economic grants that they've given us that have allowed us to build what we have thus far today. It is a beautiful terminal. John Martin told us about it a few years ago. We said we wanted in, and it's a big part of why we've grown here. The other thing I'll say as far as support of the city is we have this thing with new employees that come in. We call it red carpets. And basically it's an orientation that's very different than any other company, where you have, as part of it, a half-day scavenger hunt. And the highest point total has always been getting your team's photo with the mayor. And what I would like to say is that Gavin Newsom has always been extremely cooperative in doing this, whether we know where he is with his Twitter feed or visiting his office or anywhere else. And it's always been great when a team gets their photo with Gavin Newsom. What I will also say, though, is 2 weeks ago, we had our first team get the photo with Mayor Lee. So there we go. Thank you very much, Mayor. I guess the final thing I'd like to say is we've talked a lot about green here and about this being a LEED Gold certified terminal. We are working hard on getting our space to be certified LEED Platinum, which is the highest level you can get, but it doesn't stop here at the terminal. That we're investing billions of dollars in aircraft that are extremely fuel efficient, 30% more efficient already, an additional 15% on the aircraft that we're the first airline in the world to order. So we are very focused on that. Final point I'll make, it is great having a beautiful terminal, but the competitive impact of our airline here and what John's done to bring other airlines like Southwest and JetBlue here have been significant for the city. And as a matter of fact, in the third quarter DOT report, which is the last one to come out, that San Francisco now has lower airfares than Oakland or San Jose, and it has to do with the competition that John's brought in here. So just on behalf of the 2,000 teammates at Virgin America, we'd like to thank John. We'd like to thank the city of San Francisco and the state for allowing us, for being a great host for our company. Thank you.
And next up, the VP of Airport Services for American Airlines, Timothy Ahern. Timothy?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and welcome to all of you who have joined us today. What a fantastic new terminal. I landed about 1 hour ago, and it was just incredible as we were going past the new terminal. It is truly, truly a great day. And John, congratulations to you and all that are involved with making this such a magnificent place. Let me thank once again our Mayor and Lieutenant Governor for joining us today, as well as our colleagues from Virgin. We'll still be competitors, we can be partners, we can be colleagues, but it's all good. Art Gensler of the architectural firm that built this magnificent place, as well as Michael O'Brien from Turner Construction that built it as well. And obviously we can't forget the great, great team from San Francisco, led by John Martin, who did an absolutely fabulous job of building this property. And let's give him a great warm applause. For all of us at American, we are certainly thrilled to be back here. And I say back here because we feel as if, in fact, we're coming home again. We began serving customers in the San Francisco Bay Area in 1947. And we were actually operating out of this original terminal, Terminal 2, when it was built in 1954. And while this modern terminal is a very, very different look and feel from what it looked like 6 decades ago, the foundation of air travel and service is certainly still present. We like to believe that American had a very strong part in making sure the foundation was strong and remained strong, by providing travel out of the San Francisco Bay Area for 57 years, as well as by our airline and employees being an important part of this tremendous community. And we have done so through local partnerships that include the San Francisco Ballet, the Ronald McDonald House, Meals on Wheels, and San Francisco AIDS Foundation, to just name a few. We are also pleased to contribute to the city's vibrant economy. And in fact, we have nearly 1,600 employees who are based here in San Francisco with an economic impact of almost $2 billion annually. And now, as we open Terminal 2, travelers flying out of this gateway to the Pacific can relax in the nation's most modern terminal, where the Wi-Fi is free, the food is local, and the lighting is natural. And the environmental impact is dramatically reduced, as alluded to earlier, with LEED Gold registration level. While you're checking out the new terminal today, I invite you to see our our passenger lounge, the New Admirals Club, American's first LEED Silver registered lounge, and it too has met the high standards of sustainability and green design. Nearly double the size of our previous terminal lounge in Terminal 3. It has great features that our customers certainly appreciate, and American is committed to the causes most important to the communities we serve, and that is why you see outside the Admirals Club displayed the Komen pink ribbon on our 757. Symbolic of American support of the Susan G. Komen for the Cure. We have long supported Komen in its fight against breast cancer and have pledged to raise over $8 million over 8 years to provide funding for Komen's first Promise Grant, which is targeted at a study for inflammatory breast cancer. You'll also see, thank you. You'll also see right outside the New Admirals Club a piece of aviation history and a proud legacy of Americans past, the DC-3. Named Flagship Detroit, it is the oldest flying DC-3 in the world. The DC-3, you might recall, revolutionized air travel more than 7 decades ago by paving the way for transcontinental routes. DC-3's groundbreaking capabilities created route network today that makes it possible for American to connect customers to the world, flying to cities where travelers most want to go. And with our One World Alliance partners, we can fly nonstop from San Francisco to cities such as Tokyo, Hong Kong, London, and Lima, Peru. Thank you, John and Mayor Lee, for making this airport and city so welcoming, and to Art and Michael for making this stunning, beautiful terminal. I also want to thank our One World guests, Matthew Roberts of British Airways, Junie Lau of Japan Airlines, Scott Maurer of Cathay Pacific, and Juan Paulo Sanwasu of LAN Airlines for joining us today. It truly is a historical moment for us to return to T2, and we'll continue our commitment to playing an important role of providing business and leisure travel to and from this great city and great airport. Thank you very much. Thank you, John.
Gensler Architects has a long history with this airport and this terminal building, so it's a great pleasure for me to be able to introduce Art Gensler, the founder of Gensler Architects.
I was asked in 1981 to remodel the building that you see in the photograph at the end of the concourse here. And so we remodeled this from a domestic terminal into an international terminal. Where all you standing was a big hole in the floor that went down to the baggage claim and customs area. And the opportunity to now convert this wonderful old building, and we were able, as part of the LEED Gold certification, to keep much of the original structure of this building, and the office building and the control tower that's above the TSA area is still part of that original building built in 1954. But to come in and have a chance to make this a domestic terminal, I was so pleased to hear the comments about this building have the feel of a five-star hotel. This was a vision that all of us on the team, including the airport staff and John Martin, came up with, of creating a building for the passengers. And we hope that both American and Virgin American passengers feel that they're in one of the great comfortable places for starting or ending a trip that can be built. And so it's an honor to be here today and see all of you, and thank all of the team to allow us to participate in a great addition to we believe is the greatest city in the world, San Francisco. Thank you very much.
So all of the participants in this project exceeded expectations in my view. The architect, construction company, the airport staff, all of the companies involved. So I want to now recognize Grant Graffanti, VP of Construction Services for Turner, and ask him to say a few words.
On behalf of Turner Construction, I want to thank the mayor, John Martin, and the entire San Francisco team for entrusting the T2 renovation to Turner Construction. Thank you to the city for your creativity to push the envelope on project delivery using a city first, a fast-track design-build collaboration. When we started the project, we had 4 key goals: finish on time, be on budget, have no interruptions to airport operations, and maximize the participation of the San Francisco firms in the construction. I'm happy to report that we've exceeded all of those goals. On schedule, we fast-tracked the project, meaning that we were well underway with construction before the design was completed. It saved a full 11 months from a traditional delivery process. And we received our occupancy permit 2 days ahead of schedule from our commitment to the airport. On budget, we were able to upgrade from LEED Silver to LEED Gold, incorporate $20 million in design enhancements to the project, and still return a significant savings from our guaranteed maximum price. No interruptions to the airport operations. We were able to get in here early and really investigate the existing building, and we modeled the whole thing with a computer so that we could really determine and eliminate the unknowns. We were able to do major structural upgrades to the project with the FAA tower right above us, and we never interrupted operations. That's a testament to the close planning and collaboration of the entire project team. And finally, maximize local participation. This was, and especially important over the last couple of years, with the economy being in the state it was and the construction industry being particularly challenged. We were able to double the goal for local participation, awarding 45% of the construction work to local San Francisco firms, and exceeding the goal for disadvantaged firms by 50%. It's a huge collaborative process. The team deserves the credit. Thank you very much to the entire team. and we are really looking forward to seeing passengers on planes next week. Thank you.
Could I ask everyone to be silent for just a few minutes more, all the folks in back, have your attention, and just hold conversation for a minute. We're getting a lot of rumble from the back of the room. We have one last speaker, a very important speaker, Luis Cancel, the Director of Cultural Affairs for the Art Commission. He's going to say a few words about the amazing artwork we have in this terminal building.
Thank you, John. Thank you for your patience. And we're really excited to be inaugurating here. It's got the preview of Terminal 2. You know, knowing that Terminal 2 would be called home by two airlines, one as American as apple pie, and the other reaching for the stars, we knew that the Arts Commission had to bring its A game to the selection of the artists that would be associated with this terminal. And so we turned to Susan Pontius, our Director of Public Art, and she in turn established a selection panel that commissioned the extraordinary works of art that we see here today, from the glass panels that greet you on each wing of Terminal 2 by Nori Sato, to the extraordinary cloud installation that occupies the atrium on either side, to the interactive works that two San Francisco-based artists, Walter Katundu and Charles Sowers, designed for the children's area, into this very room, which I have to say, we love all of our artists, but here today is the artist who created this environment, Janet Eckelman, and I want to ask you to join me in acknowledging all of the artists, and Janet Eckelman in particular. The integration of the work of art to this facility, and it has to be called that, it's really fully integrated, is really noteworthy in the design of public architecture. And we have to give our tip of the hat to Arthur Gensler and the Gensler firm for accommodating and dialoguing with the artists and helping to make these installations as extraordinary as they are. Arthur, thank you so much. You know, in addition to inaugurating Janet's work here today, she's also, we just learned, a recipient of the Guggenheim Fellowship, and that is an incredible honor. And Janet, so thank you so much for being with us today. In addition to these new works, the Arts Commission took the opportunity to reinstall 20 artworks that were already part of the Air Force collection, the airport collection. And these are really museum-quality paintings and sculptures that represent some of the best artistic talent that has come out of the Bay Area. So the collection is remarkable for its diversity. It also tells a story about the Bay Area's vibrant art scene from early 1960s through the 1980s. And for the first time in the history of public art, the public art program at SFO, we're delighted to share the stories behind these incredible works of art through a free guide-by-cell audio tour. So you'll be able to find out about these works by dialing from your cell phone and hearing interviews with the artists and with the curators of this collection. So we want to take a moment before finalizing to acknowledge the presence of the president of the San Francisco Arts Commission, P.J. Johnston, who provides so much leadership. And of course, we want to thank the leadership of John Martin and his extraordinary staff, including Ray Casada and the director of the SFO Museums, Blake Summers. Yes, thank you for being such great partners in helping to bring this work here. So with those acknowledgments, thank you very much, and welcome to Terminal 2.
There will be guided tours available for the media and others. Gathering point just in the center of this area. And folks who spoke will be available for interviews up front as well. Thank you for being here.
I guess we should take this tour. Maybe.
They did want some of the Admiralty.
Yeah, where'd Our Lady go? And,
shaking hands, kissing babies.
yeah.